the Lord gave were like a mirror to show how sinful we were.
Correct.
So Jesus brought in a New Testament through the shedding of his blood with greater promises, better promises.
Amen.
The promises of what? Salvation.
Yes.
So that's why we have a new covenant, a New Testament.
Amen. And that's honestly, really think about it, guys. Imagine if you were responsible for making sure that your atonement was done. Essentially, that's what Israel had to do, right? Depending on the sins you committed, you had to find a certain animal for whatever the sins were, and you had to go from there. And you know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, there is not enough animals in the world to atone for all of our sin. There's not.
No.
And it wasn't working. It wasn't working.
No.
A Pharisee, a Jewish temple priest back then was little more than a butcher. Imagine being covered in that much blood all the time, because every time someone sins, you have to atone for that. You have to bring an animal, right? You have to slaughter an animal. It doesn't work. Guys, if I had to slaughter an animal for every time I sinned, there would be entire farms empty. Okay?
Yes.
It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. I would never be home. I'd be at the church all the time. Okay? And then the minute I get out to my street and somebody almost hits me with their car, I'm gonna end up right back inside with a pigeon or something else, because I know I'm gonna curse this dude out. Like, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. After Bam.
Hey, how are you, mate? You okay?
What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. Glad to hear it, man. What's up, brother? How can I help you?
I have a question, actually.
Sure. Are you a Muslim?
I am, yeah.
Excellent. What's up, man? What's your question?
So when I read the Tanakh, it speaks about the Mashiach being a human descendant of King David. So I'd more refer to like the book of Samuel, chapter 7, verses 12 to 16, that the Messiah must come from David's physical lineage. So my question to you is, if Jesus never had a biological father, how is he a Davidic descendant?
So you do understand that Mary and David were both traced back to King David, right? I mean, Mary and Joseph. Mary and Joseph were both, yeah. So the thing about it is, even if you don't use the genealogy of Joseph, there are actually two separate gospels, which one uses the genealogy of Joseph, the other uses the genealogy of Mary, and they both trace all the way back to King David. So no matter what, he still traces back to him.
But does he trace back to him as a physical descendant through his father's lineage? For example,
yes,
the Torah says in the book of Numbers, I think it's chapter 18, that the way to trace your lineage is to one of the tribes of Israel, or any of the tribes of Israel, is through your biological father. So if Christ doesn't have a biological father, how is he a descendant from David?
Even well, despite the fact that I guess maybe you didn't hear that even his mother traces back. The problem with what you're saying is that if we look at first century Jewish law, it actually recognized legal fatherhood and adopted lineage. So even if it wasn't his biological, right, he was still biologically descended from David if you use the genealogy of his mother, his biological mother. But if you use the genealogy of his adopted father, which was recognized as his actual father in Jewish law anyway, it's still traced back to David. So either way it goes.
But you would agree with me, we both would agree Jesus does not have a biological father, correct?
No. Correct. Yeah.
God is his father.
Right. God.
Say that again. Sorry, sir. What did you say?
His father is God. Correct.
Right.
Okay. So he doesn't have and the father doesn't have a genealogy, does he?
If I may.
Yeah,
so
go
God
ahead.
the Father doesn't have a genealogy, right? So God the Father does not.
After Bam. Hold on, brother, because we're answering your questions, but I honestly, what I'm noticing you're doing is you're asking us questions, and we're giving you the answer, and then you're asking the same question again in different words, which is fine if you don't understand.
I just said it.
But
he said that the adopted lineage comes from Joseph, and
correct.
That's the one from Matthew,
right? And I think who does, is it Luke that traces
Luke
it through Mary?
Goes to Mary, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Luke
either
is
way,
Mary's genealogy.
So you're on and on about Joseph not being his biological father, but what you're ignoring is that in Jewish law, Joseph essentially was his father, biological or otherwise, because according to the law, he still traced back to David, and biologically, he still traced back to David anyway, because Mary can be traced back to David as well. So you're ignoring that part.
Yeah, but Pastor, the problem that you've got here,
I don't have a problem.
is that the book.
No, stop. Brother, I don't have a problem. Respectfully, don't start misrepresenting what we told you already. We don't have a problem because.
What do you think the problem is?
Right.
That's
I'll tell you what I think the problem. I'll tell you what I think the problem is. The book of Numbers is quite clear how you trace genealogy. The book of Numbers doesn't state that genealogy to any of the 12 tribes of Israel is through an adoption. That's point number one.
Did you read the whole book of Numbers?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he
So
didn't.
if you go to the book of Numbers, chapter
Hold on, I'm
18,
just curious. Did you read the whole
and
book?
read it first. Have I read the whole book of Numbers?
Yeah.
I've skimmed mostly through it. Yeah.
Okay, there's a story.
You
in the book of
you heard that, Bear?
Numbers.
He said he skimmed mostly through it, so he didn't read
He
it.
skimmed through it. Yeah. So maybe
I'm
you
being
might have
honest, I
skimmed
haven't
over
read
a
it,
story,
yeah,
brother.
in-
Real quick.
Hold on.
Really, I promise I won't be long. Please. You might have skimmed over a story in Numbers, and I don't remember what chapter it is. I want to say it's like chapter 24. But there's a story in Numbers where there are, I believe there's 3 sisters, and they come to Moses because there's a problem. Their father is in old age, and their inheritance is not going to be passed down because according to the law, inheritances can only be passed down through the male, just like as you said. The problem is their father had no sons, and their father is about to die. So they're worried that their family is going to miss out on the inheritance because there's no male.
Right.
So what does Moses do? He gives the exception that because there is no male, then the inheritance can be passed down to the female.
Right. And what I would I would also I'm
how
sorry, Bear,
much
go ahead.
more
Yeah.
can that be done for Mary if there's no male?
And
So I'm
aside
not
from that,
referring to inheritance.
aside from that, I would like for you to show me specifically in Numbers 18 where it's stating a universal. It doesn't even have to be verbatim. I want to know what rule you're talking about that all messianic lineage has to come through only a biological father. I would love for you to
Okay.
show me that, please.
Yeah, fine. So firstly, I think it was Bear. I can't remember the person that was speaking just
Yeah, Bear.
before that.
Yeah, address Bear first. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Bear. So I'm not referring to inheritance. I'm talking about actual descendancy. So inheritance, according to the Tanakh, can be through your mother, by the way, or adoption. But the verse that you want to speak about, Pastor, sorry, I don't know your name, host. Sorry.
Maverick. Maverick is fine.
Maverick. Okay. Sorry, brother Maverick.
No, you're fine.
The verse in question is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. Sorry, it wasn't Numbers 18. Numbers chapter 1, verse 18.
Okay.
Where it says, they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Now, if you go to the Rashi
Wait,
commentary
you said
on
one.
this,
You said 1 verse 18. The Book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so the Book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18 says, "And they called the whole community together on the first day of the second month. The people registered their ancestry by their clans and families, and the men 20 years old or more were listed by name one by one." 19 says, "As the Lord commanded Moses, and so he counted them in the desert of Sinai." What are you talking about, brother?
But Numbers chapter 1, verse 18.
That's exactly where I am. Here, look. I'm going to show everybody where we're at
I've got
because
it here as well.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, I don't know what you're reading because I have it up
Okay.
here. Look, I'll even show it. Numbers 1:18. Here, look up here so you guys can see Numbers chapter 1. Okay, and I'm even in the bad translation. Here, let's go to the NKJV and we'll search Numbers 1. I bring up the whole chapter because context is what wins these arguments. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they recited their ancestry by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and above, each one individually. So, brother, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest. Are you on ChatGPT?
No, I'm here. Look, I don't know if I can
I
change
have it
my
up.
screen
You
around.
can change it if you
I'm
want to.
I'm on the King James version of the Bible.
I'm
Go
on,
to
so
Numbers
am I.
chapter 1.
I'm on Numbers chapter
Yeah.
1. You see it? Look, you see it on
So
screen.
I'll
Numbers
read it what
chapter
it
1.
says here.
No. Hold
read
on.
it right
I want
here.
you to show me what you're reading because we have the
Okay,
Bible
how
up
do
and
I
it
do
doesn't
that?
make any allusion to what you're saying.
How do I do
Okay,
it?
you would just share your screen. Do you know how to do that?
So how do I share it from my phone? Because
You press a little camera button.
And the camera button is, once again.
The one that has the picture of the camera.
Yep. Okay. I've pressed it, but it just keep. It says live access needed to go live.
Okay, so you
on
don't have live
video.
access. No, okay, no problem.
Better.
All right, no problem. So what?
I'll
So
just
what is
read what
it?
it
Yeah,
says.
just go ahead and read it because
Okay.
I want to
So-
I want to see. Maybe you're not where you think you are, and I'm not trying to be unkind. It just doesn't sound like you are where you think you
actually
are.
Numbers chapter. Yeah, Numbers 1,
Okay.
verse 18. I'll
So,
read verse 17. So
Everybody
you know
on
that I'm
stream,
there.
you guys see it. You guys see we're on Numbers 1, correct? I'll leave it and hit the
Yeah.
search bar for you guys. Numbers chapter 1, the first census of Israel, New King James Version. Okay, he said
Yeah.
1 verse 18. So look, then
Yeah.
Moses
So
and Aaron.
let me read what it says here. Look, let me read it.
Go ahead.
It says, so I'll read verse 17, right?
Sure.
And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names,
Okay.
and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their
Fathers. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go to the
where
commentary on this,
hold on. So where here does it say because I don't for respectfully, brother, we're reading something that it didn't read, and now you're on the right thing and you're reading the right thing. Okay, because earlier whatever you were
Okay.
reading, that wasn't Numbers 118. Now, what you're trying to make here, you're trying to insinuate, despite the fact that we know the ancient Jewish law, you are trying to insinuate that fathers here means only biological father. That's not what
It
this is
does,
saying.
yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
does.
You're not reading the
Okay.
Quran, brother.
Shall I?
You're reading.
Shall I show it to you?
Well, you can't show me anything.
Okay, well I can't because I can't turn my screen
Exactly.
around, right? So if you go,
Brother,
so
what,
have you
what
read the
law are you
Rashi
referring
commentary
to
on
that
this?
it needs to be the blood of a father?
Right. Where are you getting that from? Is what I'm asking you.
So let me explain something. You do know that the Torah also has something called a commentary on the Torah, right?
Okay. After we asked you a
Do you
question,
know that?
we
Yes
asked you a
or no?
question. Yeah, we
If
know
you're,
it.
if you're referring to the
What-
Talmud, then
right.
we don't reject it.
Right. That's yeah.
Yeah.
So what
you
law?
Don't,
Okay.
You don't.
After stay on track because we've been having a good conversation. Okay, we've been
I'm
having
on
a good
track,
conversation.
yeah? So you
after don't get booted, bro. Don't get booted. Okay.
no,
What
it's a nice
comment?
conversation.
What Jewish law are you speaking of where this census only included biological fathers?
Fine. The Jewish law that I'm speaking about is the halakha. Have you heard of the halakha?
No, I haven't. Have you heard of that?
So maybe you should study. So maybe you should study the halakha. The halakha is the Jewish law, which basically tells you that lineage here is through biological father. So what does this prove? That the New Testament Messiah does not come from the Davidic line.
If I
Brother,
can
If
share,
it's not something you've studied,
real quick, I
would
got a
suggest
question
that
for
you
you.
go and study it then.
Do me a
Where do
favor,
you get the
spell.
halakha
Do me a
from?
favor. Hey, do me a favor. Number one, knock off the condescending tone because I'm about to destroy you on that. Spell halakha.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I
Sorry?
will.
It's
Spell halakha.
H-A-L-A
Uh huh.
K-H-A-H.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and show people how to deal with people like this, guys. All right. Check this out, and I'm gonna show everybody here because there's nothing I love more than bringing people down a peg.
Yeah.
Because even if we're talking about the halakha, check this out. In halakha, the father is generally considered to be the biological father, the one who provides a sperm for matters of lineage, tribal information, and inheritance. However, for the legal definition of Jewish status, the father's biological role is irrelevant. The mother's status is determinative. So
Okay,
what
so
the
did
hell
you
are you
just-
talking about, bro?
Oh my God.
Oh
Pastor, you're
my
gonna be a bit
gosh!
more intel- Pastor,
Oh
you're gonna be
my
a bit
gosh!
more
So
intelligent than this,
you tried
right?
to say that you looked at the halakha law,
Can I
right?
Can I ask him a question?
Go
too
ahead.
After this,
Of course, yeah.
Pastor,
After, let me ask you this.
Sorry,
After,
Ben. Can I
after,
just
real quick,
can I just
got a
answer
question.
what
I got a
Maverick just
question
done?
for you,
Yeah.
brother.
No, hold on, bro.
Got a
Hold on.
question for
Ben,
you,
Ben,
brother.
no worries, my brother.
You
Can I
already got
just
the bung,
answer-
brother. Hold on. Go ahead, man. Ask your question,
a
bro.
question for you,
Yep.
brother. Got a question. So you're trying to go appeal to some sort of commentaries of the Torah, but the Torah is still going to be president. When it comes to the Messiah, the seed of the Messiah comes through a woman. That's in Genesis 3:15. That is the very first prophecy of the Messiah, that the seed of the woman is going to come.
Yep.
Also in 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 12, it doesn't give any stipulation that the lineage would have to come through a male. It could, as long as it traces back to David, which Mary does, then it fits the lineage. And just as you as Brother Maverick showed you in Halakha, when it comes to your identity as a Jew, that comes through your mother. The inheritance and everything can come through your father. It could come through an adopted father, but it can also be skipped over an adopted father because of the daughters of Zelophehad. So if you go to Numbers 27, you see that those daughters receive the inheritance of the land, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta unmute yourself, brother. But I told you I knew. I knew that
Sorry,
what you
guys.
were saying was
Sorry.
you were misrepresenting what halakha actually was. That was partially correct, but then you made the insinuation that it meant it could only be the biological father, which was 100% false.
Bear, I really appreciate what you've just said. I think it's very, very interesting as well. If I could just elaborate on that. So in the book of Genesis, when it speaks about that the seed will come, yeah, when it says that I will put enmity, Genesis 3:15, I will put enmity between you and the woman and between you and the zerah in Hebrew, right? So zerah there is physical seed. Would you agree?
Yes.
Right. So every time the Tanakh uses the word zerah, it's always physical, correct?
The word means physical seed, but it could be referenced to offspring.
Okay, fine. But it's always physical seed, right?
Not always. The word means physical seed because, for example, in Genesis 3, it's talking about the seed of the snake. So do you think that humans
I will
come from a
put
seed of
your
a snake?
seed and her seed, yes.
Do you
together.
think humans come from an offspring of a snake?
Say that again. So you were
Are you
cracking.
Jewish?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
Are you Jewish?
So no, I'm a Muslim, but my lineage is
You're a
sensitive.
Muslim. Okay, good. So in Genesis 3, it's referencing the offspring, the serah of the snake and the woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the serah of the snake is actually human beings that actually rebel. Because we see in the
So
very
the
next
snake
story,
is referring to what?
we see in the very next story in chapter 4, Cain is the one that turns, the first person that turns into the offspring of the snake. But it's not a
and is Cain
physical
a human
seed.
being?
But it's not, bro, let me finish, please. It's not a physical seed that Cain is born from. He's born of a woman.
Okay, let me explain. Let me just go back to what I just said. Yeah. So in Genesis chapter 3:15, when it refers about humans and snakes, when it refers to humans, we know what human beings are. When it refers to snakes, what is it referring to?
It's referring to Satan.
No, it's referring to evil. That's what it's referring
It's
to.
referring to Satan.
Okay.
What?
Which
So
is
what I want you
Satan.
to do,
Which is Satan that was in the garden, dude.
Right.
That's who he's talking
Exactly.
to.
Bear, yeah.
Who
yeah.
was the
Bear,
snake
let
in
me-
the
let me just
garden?
explain something. Can you show me
Who was
anywhere?
the snake in the garden, dude?
Bear, I'm going to ask a question. Could you
answer
show
my
me
question?
anywhere?
Who was
Can you-
the snake in the garden?
Also, before he answers, guys, I want you to notice how quickly he got down off his high horse after we caught him lying about the ancient Jewish law. And now he is trying to constantly reshift what definitions and what words mean, which is, very typical for Muslims. And it's just sad. It's sad that he took us from one point to another, and has been debunked every time. And every time he sees that he can't get out of it, what does he do? He wants to ask another question. He won't even
But who's-
admit that he was wrong about the previous thing.
But who's in 3:15? They're still in the garden.
Yeah.
This just happened. The fall just happened. Who is the snake in the garden that's being referred to in 3:15?
After, go ahead and you got to unmute yourself, brother. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Curry, thank you, Mr. Current, Brucey. Yeah, after you got to unmute yourself, brother. Maranatha, thank you. Word, thank you for the roses. Thank you, Brucey. Word. Sister Harvest, Batman. You guys are all goats, man.
Praise the Lord. And
After,
brother,
you gotta
Noah,
unmute,
really
bro.
quick,
After.
if I can share this.
Go ahead.
Really quick, it's something I want to share. It's like some little notes.
Mm-hmm.
It says Jesus is directly related to King David through legal and biological descent,
Yeah.
fulfilling Old Testament prophecies
Mm-hmm.
that the Messiah would be a descendant of David. According to the Gospels, Jesus descends from David through his legal father, Joseph, Matthew 1,
Mm-hmm.
and likely his mother, Mary, Luke 3, establishing his royal heritage to inherit the throne of his ancestor David.
Yep. After, you got to unmute yourself, brother. Hit the little microphone button that has a line through it. You got to unmute yourself. We don't hear you talking.
Yeah, sorry guys. Again, it was a bit difficult for me to hit that button as well. For some reason, every time I did it, it just wasn't unmuting.
It's all good.
But
Did you hear my question?
sorry, could you just repeat your question? I think it was
Yeah, no
referring
worries.
to that it was in the garden.
The
and it
question
a
was
snake.
because you said the snake is evil, which I do agree that being the offspring of the snake, is through your actions of evil. But the snake that's being referenced in 3:15 is the snake in the garden. Who is the snake in the garden?
So according to Christian theology, that's Satan.
Correct.
Yeah, and Jewish theology as well. Yes,
Correct.
that's Satan.
Not all Jewish
so the
theology.
snake, the offspring of the snake, is the offspring of Satan, right? Which is why in John chapter 8 he refers to the Pharisees as your father, the devil, right? Because he's referencing this, that they are the offspring of the snake because of their actions, not because of their lineage of coming through Abraham.
Right.
So it's not a physical seed.
You are the children of the devil.
Excuse me?
When he says you are the children of the devil, is that what
He's talking to Jewish Pharisees when he says that. And they said, no, our father is Abraham. He says, no, because when Abraham saw me, he didn't try to unalive me like you guys are doing. Your father is the devil because of their actions. He's referencing Genesis 3:15 right now.
Yep. Okay. That's a very, very good point, Bear. And I'll have a look at that. But Maverick, I did like the way that you kind of muted me and then made this statement that I kind of jumped from topic to topic.
Bro,
just
can you
to
address
clarify,
this, man?
Bear was the one that
What was your
asked me
point
the
with the
question.
seed? What was your point of the seed? Because you try to make it seem like it has to be a physical seed.
Yeah.
But the seed is based on your actions, and it comes from a woman. It's an offspring of a woman.
Yeah, sure. I think that point's quite clear. But guys, when I was, and if you don't mind me asking this question, when I was looking at, you guys can ask me a question. It's no problem. Let's fire away, ask a question.
No, I'm good.
No.
Thank
Are
you
you okay with me asking you a question?
You can ask one more question, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so the book of Hosea, chapter 11, was it? I think it's chapter 11, verse 1.
Verse 9.
Verse 1.
Hosea, hold on. Which chapter of Hosea are you talking about?
Let me just bring it up so I can clarify. Yeah, give me 1 second. Stay
Go
there.
ahead. Yep.
Hosea 11, verse 1. God's love.
I see your other. I see Marquise. I see your request. We'll get to you next, brother.
I think I know what he's asking.
Is this about God's love toward sinful Israel?
Chapter, Hosea 11, verse 1.
Yeah.
What about it?
Before you go on,
So,
Maverick,
who is the child out of Egypt?
What was that, Johnny?
So, who is the child out of Egypt?
Yeah, I know. There's an issue with Video
bro.
Ninja. There's an issue with Video Ninja. I'll fix it. I'll fix it up in a second. Let this guy finish this question and then we'll get to it.
Okay.
Okay.
So my question is, in Hosea chapter 11, verse 1, who is the child out of Egypt?
Hosea chapter 11, verse 1.
I believe it's Jesus.
Do you want to read it?
Do I want to?
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up.
Let Maverick read it.
Wow. It brought up Joshua.
That's okay.
I swear I'm going to lose it. Dude, I'm just getting spinning and spinning and spinning. Can somebody bring up Hosea 11, please, before I put my fist through my computer screen?
It's
You don't want to break a computer, do you, Maverick?
No, I do right now.
It says, when Israel was a child, I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. Bear, you can handle that up. I'll let you guys do it.
So when Israel was my child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So who is Yahweh calling out of Egypt here? Is Israel, right?
Yeah, but this
I
is a
believe he's talking
typology.
to Jesus.
Sorry?
I believe it's Jesus because remember, Jesus as a baby had to go to Egypt and hide there for a while until.
Yeah, but according to Hosea, the child that Yahweh called out of Egypt is Israel. Because Matthew chapter 2, verse 15, when the angel of the Lord visits Joseph and tells him the story about King Herod.
Marcos, do me a favor, brother. Can you explain?
Notes.
Hang on, Sister Noah, can you explain to him what a typology is? Because obviously he doesn't know.
Yeah, please do.
Ooh, I don't
Typology
really understand it either. Typology.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean dual
Is-
prophecy? Do you mean that a prophecy can have two meanings?
Wait, hold
I
on.
didn't
Are you
say
talking
that.
about? Are you
But
talking
he
about
was straight
Matthew
forward.
as far as coming out of Egypt?
And he's talking about Hosea.
Yes. No.
Yeah. Okay. So
let
in
me
Hosea, see, I can explain this.
Yeah, go
So in the Matthew is structured in order to lay out the typology of the Messiah, who is going to resemble the new Israel, the new Adam, the new Moses. So he goes into Hosea. Hosea is just talking about Moses and them coming out of Egypt.
Mhm.
But what he shows there is he comes out. There's a structure from Matthew 2, 3, and 4. So in Matthew 2, he comes out of Egypt. Matthew 3, he goes through the waters because he gets baptized, just like Israel. And then in Matthew 4, he goes into the wilderness to be tested, just like Israel. So Matthew is laying out with structure in how he's writing the gospel to show that he's the new Moses, the new Adam, the new Israel, and the son of David, the son of Abraham, which he lays out through the genealogy and then starts showing it through the lifestyle of Christ. And then when he goes through the wilderness, what does he do in Matthew 5? He's on a mountain giving a new law, just like Moses giving the law on Sinai. So that's all the beginning of a structure of a typology.
Okay, fine. So let me just clarify something. Matthew chapter 2, verse 15, when the angel of Yahweh comes to Joseph and tells him about King Herod and tells him he's an evil king and to take the child from Israel into Egypt, and then when Herod dies, to take Jesus back from Egypt into Israel. Then Matthew writes this, as it was written by the prophet, out of Egypt I call my son. So according to Matthew, the previous prophecy, or sorry, the is regarding the messianic prophecy.
Brother,
Hosea,
you know what the name Moshe means? Moses? It means drawn out of the water. The reason why he was called Moshe is because the Pharaoh at the time when he was born was trying to unalive firstborn babies. Does that sound familiar to what Herod was doing? So he was drawn out of the waters. He was drawn out of the waters, and Jesus is going through the same thing that Moses went through. He's the new Moses, and he comes out of Egypt just like Moses.
Yeah.
And then later on, it says that they go to Nazareth, and it says, just as it says in the prophets, that he will be a Nazarene. There's nowhere in the prophets that say that verbatim.
Yep.
But it does say in Isaiah 11:1 that the Messiah will come through the stump of Jesse and be a branch that shoots up, which in Hebrew is Netzer, which means little branch, which is exactly what Nazareth means. So when you see this typology, the prophets, Matthew is not doing a verbatim prophecy. This is a Jewish literature. The Jews would understand what Matthew is doing. You're not Jewish. You are a fake covenant person that comes through this fake line of Ishmael. You're not Jewish.
You're not stopping this.
You don't understand the literary structure. You don't understand the literary structure of this. We are the new Jews. We are the Messiah. We understand this.
No, you're not.
We understand this interpretation.
You're not a new Jew.
So therefore, brother,
you're not a new Jew.
just as your book says, if you don't understand something, you come to the people of the book. I will teach you how this is actually supposed to be read. You don't know how to read this.
The people of the book,
the Bible.
The people of the book did not believe in a paganistic man god dying for the sins of the world, who goes to hell for 3 days and speaks to prisoners in a jail. The people of book didn't believe that. So when you're saying that you're there to teach me,
can you prove that?
Not knowing how to
prove that.
Do me a favor, get the hell off my stage, bro. You know the thing was, and thank you. Yeah, he was doing that just to be trollish because. And thank you, Bear, for stepping in because I found out it was Bible Gateway that was actually frozen. It wasn't my computer, so thank God. But because I was afraid this stuff was about to start, like OBS and everything was going to lose connection, but it actually was just Bible Gateway. But yeah, this guy doesn't understand what typologies are. He doesn't even know what the actual law of halakha says. I first of all, I hadn't even heard of the law, the actual name of that law. I'd heard of the law, but I didn't know that it had a specific term. And then when you look it up, it actually doesn't say what he says. But I think what it was he looked at the first few sentences of that and said, okay, this means Jesus can't be him. Brother, if you would have just kept reading 2 more sentences, it would have shown that you don't know what the heck you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
So we got another guest coming up.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead,
Also,
Johnny.
Bear was good. Everything Bear said was on point.
That's why, yeah, that's why I told Marcos, explain to him what a typology is while I try to figure out what's going on over here. And even then, I think that he knows these explanations, but he's just trying to see if he can get like a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you're not doing nothing, bro. You're not doing nothing.
You notice Bear broke it down beautifully, and
Yeah.
then
Yes, he
you
did.
listen to a single word Bear said. It's like, okay, well, Matthew applies it to Jesus.
Yep.
Yes, typologically. So it's like, this is why we got to boot some of these people, because they just don't listen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a wonderful explanation, Bear. I loved it. I'm not
Well,
to
you know,
steal that.
at the end of the day, guys, we do have a responsibility to make sure that other Christians who are listening get these explanations. There are people who are Christian who are not aware of this information. Okay, there are people out there. Yes, at a certain point, and I keep trying to let people know that a lot of these conversations are not because I or anyone else is under this delusion of grandeur that these people are going to come to Jesus Christ. But there are a lot of people out there listening, right? There are a lot of people coming into my comment section saying, thank you for explaining this. Thank you for having that conversation, because I didn't know how to do that. So yes, there is a certain point where we should cut everything off, but also understand it's not just us and that person speaking. There are lots of other people listening, and lots of other people who are going to listen to this later on. So welcome, Ronald. Are you there?
Hello, yes. Peace and blessings to you all.
Peace and blessings.
Are you a Muslim?
Yes, I am a Muslim.
Okay.
I was
Excellent.
I was actually born into Christianity, and I am a Muslim now. I converted probably about 7 to 10 years ago,
Okay. Why did you convert?
There's multiple reasons on why. But really, it's just I grew up witnessing a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of judging of others, and
So
and
you
that's what
judged
really,
Christianity based on the bad behavior of Christians,
that was part of it, yes.
and you
also,
think that Muslims don't do that.
I have to be honest with you, I have experienced discrimination in all forms, because I also am a black man, so I understand that no man is perfect, as
Correct.
God, our creator, has put it forth, so if that's not the reason, I felt like it was an understanding of mostly that Jesus is not God, for me, for myself.
What makes you think that Jesus is not God? You are a Muslim, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In your book, does it say that Jesus is sinless? Yes or no?
Does it say that Jesus is sinless?
Yes.
No, he's not. He's
Yes,
basically has
it
not
does.
committed any
Yes,
sins.
it does. It says he is sinless, a pure boy, pure and sinless, and it is acknowledged
Oh,
as sinless.
I agree with you. I didn't say that Jesus committed any sins.
Is there anyone else that can be sinless but God?
Say again?
Can anyone else be sinless but God? Do human beings have the ability to live an entire life and go without sin?
No, not at all.
Not at all. But Jesus was sinless, according to not only the Bible, but your book as well. So if Jesus is not God, and according to your acknowledgement, he was sinless, then how can he not be God?
Because God blew his essence of life into his mother.
But he lived as a human being, correct? He had an incarnate form, right?
Say again?
He had an incarnate form. He lived as a human being, correct?
Jesus was a human being.
He was a human being, but he wasn't God.
born.
He wasn't God according to you. So here's my question to you. If God or Allah, according to you, blew his essence into Mary, right? What was the point of doing that? If he wasn't God, if he wasn't the Messiah, then why would he do that?
To make a sinless example for the people.
Exactly. And yet you believe that Muhammad was the final prophet.
Yes.
What was the point? What was the point then?
To be sinless?
No. What was the point of Muhammad if he had already established that a human being could be perfect? Why would you follow up a perfect human being with such an extraordinarily imperfect human being?
Because to show the people who are imperfect nowadays, just like how
That doesn't make
Jesus was
sense.
persecuted.
That doesn't make sense.
Jesus was, can I
That
finish
doesn't make
making
sense.
my point?
But it doesn't make sense. You didn't actually answer my question. Why
I'm trying
would
to
why?
answer your question, you won't allow me to.
No, I know, but what I respectfully, Ronald, I'm
know.
trying to explain to you that you didn't actually what the very first sentence you gave me didn't follow. If Jesus is not God, then how is he sinless? You admitted that only God can be sinless. So if Jesus is not God, and we haven't even gotten into why Allah ascended Jesus fully in physical form to heaven and not Muhammad, we haven't even got there yet. You admitted that only God can be sinless. So how was Jesus sinless if only God can be sinless?
Will you give me a chance to speak freely?
Please, go ahead.
Please, yes, thank you. So basically, Jesus was sinless because this is what God created him to be for his people. Because in this times, you can see what happened to Jesus, right? Was he not persecuted for his perfection? Was he not put in through the crucifixion to be exploited to the people as just being a human? That was the whole point of the crucifixion, for the Romans to put him.
Jesus was not persecuted for his perfection. Jesus was persecuted because the Pharisees were threatened by him. Just so you know,
Right.
Because his perfection, because he was
No.
going into
Had
the
nothing
temple
to
telling
do.
them
Nope.
that they were being
It was
wrong.
not right. Okay, but you know what? It doesn't require a perfect individual to exhort to people. It has nothing to do with that.
I mean, if I'm gonna go to somebody and say you're wrong, and they're gonna look back at me and to see what I've done wrong, right? And they're gonna use that as a point to make sure that they're heard and that people believe what they're saying, right?
Okay, Ronald, what does any of that have to do with the question that I asked you?
The answer is basically that Jesus is put into this perfect form for people to follow him, put as an example for people to follow him. He was persecuted and he was proud and he was
Correct.
not killed. He was actually risen up into heaven, and where he remains now to this day until he
Right.
returns to
Mhm.
kill the Antichrist and you know the truth.
Correct. So you said you don't believe that Jesus is God, but you have acknowledged that he is sinless as only God can be. And you have also acknowledged that he was raised to heaven to be in the presence of God, which a sinless person could not be, which at this point would make him 2,033 years old. So how can he be God living in an unknown? How can he not be God living in an unknown realm, not on earth, not breathing, not breathing oxygen, not here? He's been ascended up. Why did Allah rise Isa up to himself and not Muhammad? You're saying that he wasn't God. Okay, great. But everything that even the Quran states makes it clear that Allah did things for Isa that were only possible for God. He made him sinless because only God is sinless. He raised him up to him, and now he's existing in the presence of Allah, which only God can do because he's sinless.
I can tell you why.
Sure.
His message isn't finished. Basically, he didn't get to finish. Every other prophet before him actually had to go through the prophethoods and the steps before they could actually, how you say, so basically,
Ronald, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you right here because it is very clear that you're not ready to have this conversation, brother. You're not. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. Nothing that you're saying is even remotely based in your own theology, or is it even remotely based in common sense? Because you established you established your own criteria and stated that only God could be sinless, and then you acknowledge that Jesus Christ was sinless, but refused to acknowledge that he's God. If only God can be sinless, you don't remember. Okay.
I believe you're the one who put that forth.
You did say it,
I'm
brother.
the one who said.
You're the one who said that.
God, you initiated.
And Brother Maverick, if I might say, he said that Jesus didn't complete his work. Before he unalived on the cross, did he not say, "It is finished"?
Yes, he did.
It's finished.
Yep.
Hey, is there other guests to ask a question?
Go ahead.
I was about to ask, how does he know what the other prophets, completed, or how he completed the prophethood?
Exactly.
He only has Muhammad.
I didn't get to get there because the thing is, he didn't even understand how he pinned himself in the circle that he pinned himself in. Can anyone be sinless but God? No, thank you. Was Jesus sinless? Yes, thank you. So if Jesus was sinless and you said only God can be sinless, what does that make Jesus? But no, he didn't understand that. He literally, opening sentence, that's what he said.
The links that go to tear down Jesus,
Yeah,
or make him seem like he's incomplete or he's not perfect like he said he was, or prove that he was.
They don't even know. They don't even understand that Jesus, when he was on that cross, and when he said it is finished, nothing and nobody else is coming after him.
Amen.
It's sad when people leave. I have a Jehovah's Witness friend, and we used to have debates a little while ago. And he used to say I was a Baptist, or I was in the church for X amount of years, and I left and stuff like that. And we had conversations, and it was just on basic doctrines, and he had no clue at all. It's it's astounding.
Yeah. Amen. And a huge shout out and thank you to Marcos and Bear for handling the Hosea question, because I when people ask me questions, I love to go, what I like to do for you guys is actually not only read the verse, but read the contextual verses around it. And I was glad that Bear took over, because Bear has all that knowledge anyway. He literally took the words right out of my mouth, but I could not bring up the verses for you guys, so I apologize for that. But I've been noticing that, and I don't know, I think other people have been too. Sometimes I'm like on Bible Hub or Bible Gateway, and it just randomly freezes and nothing comes up, and I'm like, okay, I guess
Bible Gateway does it. Bible Gateway does it a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I was like, no, but that's another reason why I'm so glad that the cross unit is a unit, because when something's going on here, I know somebody got my back. I'm not worried about that at all. So I really appreciate it, and believe me, this is not the Maverick show. This is Christian. This is the gospel. We need to put the gospel out there. This ain't about my face. Ladies and gentlemen, I am but a wisp in the wind. When I am gone, the only thing that I want to know is that as many people heard about Jesus Christ as I possibly could. Hi. You want to say hi?
Amen.
Say hi.
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 Say, I love Jesus.
I love Jesus.
Aw.
Me too, kid.
So yeah, Sass, what's up, brother? I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for having decorum. Oh, I'm sorry, real quick. Let me get this super chat real quick. From Kepka, and we are live. God bless, brother. W Mac. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, I know I was in a conversation and I completely forgot to hit the stream button on the other side, but we're good now. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the gifted membership from OG. Appreciate the gifted membership, brother. God bless you, man. Really love and appreciate you guys. All the support is refreshing. Okay, Sass, go ahead, brother. I'm so sorry. Christianity is more trustworthy than Islam, brother. What say you?
I mean, I heard the conversation between you and my other previous brother before the other one that was dropped off.
After Bama?
Yeah, with regards to the lineage of the lineage of the necessary royal, the royal lineage with respect to the King David throne, the throne of King David.
Yes,
and I think he wasn't talking about the identity of Christ, because the identity of Christ, veers towards the halakha that he narrated, because we can use the mother's lineage.
Says, give me hold on 1 second. The people are talking back. Let me close my door real quick, because I don't want.
No problem.
Yeah.
He was talking about bloodlines, wasn't he?
No, he was talking about the what's the name?
All right, I'm back.
The royal lineage.
Yeah. What? Okay. So the lineage all the way going back all the way to David.
I think he was focusing on the royal lineage.
The royal lineage. So his question was about the lineage of Jesus Christ as it went all the way back to King David, and we thoroughly explained to him. We thoroughly explained to him how no matter which parent you used, his lineage still went back to King David, and then he tried to misrepresent the law known as halakha, and stated that lineage could only be traced through the father if it was a biological father. But then we made it clear to him after we read it, and one quick Google search showed that what he was saying.
He was trying to say that the lineage with respect to royalty.
No, he didn't say the word royalty.
Royal throne. He wasn't talking about the Jewish identity, because we know the Jewish identity could be from the mother and or the father, right?
No, well, Sass, we spoke to him for quite some time, and I guarantee you and promise you, his assertion had nothing to do with royal lineage. Thank you, baby. It had nothing to do with that. He was essentially trying to state that Jesus could not be traced through a biological father to King David, and therefore the prophecy was not fulfilled. But that's not at all what. Not only is that not the case, that was the point that he continued to try to make, and then tried to say that it was a problem for us. He was not saying anything about a royal lineage. He was basically trying to debunk Jesus as the Messiah. Yeah. Because he said, well, because Joseph wasn't his biological father, therefore the genealogy doesn't match up because it's not his biological father. Despite the fact that we told him that the genealogy of Mary still leads back to him, and that the law of Halakha does not forbid anyone as an adopted son from being traced through lineage, because ancient Jewish law counted you as part of that lineage, whether you were biologically the son of that person or not.
Maverick, you know, it wouldn't make sense for a Muslim to come up here trying to denigrate or prove otherwise about the identity or the messianic figure of Christ. That wouldn't be the case, because it is stated clearly within the Quran that he's a Messiah.
Brother, listen, Muslims have done it before. I cannot explain his mindset to me.
Well, what's his contention? What's the contention?
I don't know.
Yeah, my contention is not him trying to call out and say Jesus wasn't the Messiah. He was trying to call out the lineage, just the lineage.
What is the contention? I understand your.
My contention is that he was trying to say that the royal lineage could only be attained through the father and
according
not
to
the mother.
He never mentioned that.
According to majority of the Jewish scholars about the Messiah, if the Messiah is going to,
which scholars are saying?
Hold up. I mean, if you read what's the name? The commentaries of Rambam, Maimonides.
A medieval scholar, huh?
Oh, okay. No,
is he your authority too?
Mute your mic. Let me talk to Maverick. Mute your mic. You don't know what you're talking about.
Is he? No, go ahead, Bear.
Is Maimonides your authority as well? SAS.
Mute your mic. Let me talk to Maverick.
No. Is he your authority?
He's not my authority, but this is
so
book.
Why do you think he's ours? Why do you think
is he your book?
What?
Do you believe in Maimonides?
We don't believe in him as a scholar, bro.
You don't believe in his commentary, so it's not.
So why are you bringing him up? Why are you bringing him up as this book? An argument?
He's a Jewish.
So what?
So what you mean? So what? His book. If I
Sass. Here's the problem is, brother. Hang on, hold on, Sass, brother. Hold on.
No problem.
Hold on, brother. What Bear is trying to say to you is that you are now doing and again, not trying to generalize you, but you're doing the scholar thing. You're appealing to authority, right? And you're finding one scholar who, even if we grant you that that's what he says, the scholars are not who we answer to as an authority. Who we answer to as an authority is the Bible and the church fathers and the teachings that we've gotten from them. And because we had church fathers and we know what the actual Jewish and rabbinic laws were, we know that Jesus was traced to King David through the lineage of his father Joseph, because he was looked at as the son of Joseph, whether it was biological or not, because that's what Jewish and rabbinic law allowed for long before Jesus. So what are you talking about?
No problem. I'm going to grant you that. Even if I grant you that, right? Within your paradigm, we still have church fathers who disagree with the identity of Christ.
Like who?
Of course,
like who?
Christ
Give me one. Give me one.
Okay, stop laughing, man. I'm about to give him.
Go ahead.
Church fathers, like what's the name? Eusebius of Nicomedia.
Can you imagine a church father denying Christ?
I'm talking.
Wow, bro.
Look, Maverick. You see, he's.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Sass, you said that you're saying that what did what did Eusebius? Hold on. What did Eusebius? Sass. What are you saying that Eusebius said about Christ?
Look, I haven't finished. I haven't finished shaving your head. You're tapping your head. Let me finish the barber. Let me finish shaving your head. Relax.
What?
In the Council of Nicaea, what do you mean? What? In the Council of Nicaea, there was an argument raised by what's the name? Arius, the presbyter.
So is Eusebius or Arius?
Let me finish my rewind,
brother, because I'm going to look it up as you say. Are you saying Arius or Eusebius? You said Eusebius.
Hold on, I'm coming on. I'm bringing the argument to you. Hold on. Look, I just started shaving you, bro. Stop jumping out of the chair.
Maverick, by the way, he always does.
I know.
Yo, Bear, man, mute yourself, Bear. I'm here. Mute yourself. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
Guys, he always does this.
I know.
Unfortunately, it sounded like he was going to actually have a conversation, but he always does.
He doesn't, yeah.
Man, I wanted to go polycarb.
No.
A church father who denies Christ. Can you imagine, guys? Like,
I can't.
these are people that literally devoted their life to Jesus Christ, but they deny Christ also. Right. All right. And Arius is not a church father.
He's not a church father. Nope.
But guess what? Arius would agree. He doesn't deny Christ. He just denies him like his divinity. That's it.
Well, that's the thing, Johnny. He says at first he says Eusebius, then he says Arius at the Council of Nicaea. What year was the Council of Nicaea? And you're literally calling this guy a church father. What are you talking about?
325. Well, there were still church fathers at that point, but
no, I know. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. What is the point you're making? He said Eusebius, and he says Arius, and I'm trying to ask him because I'm trying to like understand his position, and he's more worried about Bear talking. If you know you're right, why are you worried about Bear talking? Don't worry about it. I don't
Here's
get
the other thing. For everybody else too, they try to bring the argument, and Jews try to bring this argument too, with commentaries from the Talmud and everything. Now, remember, the Talmud is post-Christianity. Mm-hmm. This is interpretations of rabbis who deny Christianity. They legitimately bring what they do is they bring polemics against Christian interpretation of the Hebrew Bible and say this is the correct interpretation. But it brings contradictions to their own book because we see, for example, like the office of the priest, right? It was originally given to Reuben out of the 12 tribes. But who do we know the priestlyhood comes through? It comes through Levi. Mm-hmm. The reason for that is because Reuben slept with one of his father's concubines. Therefore, his punishment was that the office was passed to the next brother. And that's how Levi received the priestlyhood. Now, if the priesthood can jump from tribe to tribe, how much more can the inheritance of the Messiah can jump from someone within the same tribe? Yeah. Where it went from Solomon, and then according to Jeremiah 22, Jeconiah cursed the line of Solomon that the child will not come through the bloodline of Solomon. So then it jumps to Nathan, which then goes down to Mary, but the Messiah still comes through Solomon via adoption of Joseph. Therefore, still completing the prophecy and still fulfilling the curse and still fulfilling the prophecy of the bloodline. It's perfect. And it does it perfectly. So the fact that the Jews and the Muslims trying to take the Jewish arguments is ridiculous because we see the office of priesthood jumping from one tribe to the next. Yeah. That's a way bigger jump than jumping within the same tribe to one person to another.
Yeah. Joel, welcome. You're on stage, man. Joel, you there? Joel Domingos? Joel Sundays, are you there? All right, I guess he's not there. I think this guy was up earlier, but here, I will let someone else talk to this guy. I spoke to him earlier. I would have questions for him.
Hello,
Johnny,
guys.
Johnny or Narrow Way, go ahead, or Bear, whoever wants to go ahead.
I'm trying to avoid debating, so you guys go ahead.
I just wanted to
Narrow, you want to talk to him?
I just wanted to say that I didn't come up here to argue either. You know, I just came up here to say that us as Muslims, we believe that Christianity is the closest to us in faith. You are our closest brothers. You are the ones who will fight with us against the Jews. You feel me? In the last days.
Where do you see that? Where do you get that from?
Absolutely not.
Where do you get that from?
That's not even biblical.
Do you have a Quran?
That is biblical, actually.
No, we will not fight the Jews.
Where does it say that in the Quran?
In the end days, it says that in let me get my Quran.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we know that when Isa comes back, he's gonna destroy crosses, destroy churches. So
in their paradigm, Isa is coming back to destroy the Antichrist, get married, have kids, and be buried next to Muhammad. That makes no sense. No, they do. They say that, sir. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
I mean, you just said it, but it's not true. That's not what we believe. That's what somebody had told you.
Ronald, Jake the metaphysician just debated God logic last week and said literally those words, that there's a hadith that makes it clear that Isa was going to return to break the cross, destroy the pigs, and some other random nonsense that he said. So when you say we don't believe that, I don't know who to believe now, because because the hadith, supposedly according to you guys, is the commentary of Muhammad, and that's what the hadith says that Isa supposedly is going to do.
Okay, let me help you guys understand what he was saying.
No, I don't need to understand that.
I know you don't need to understand. Let me understand what the paradox
is. Just on the Quran verse.
In hadiths, we have scholars who break down the hadiths, and there are different terminologies from each scholar about the hadiths. So some will say different things that actually how they perceive it, or how they think it will be, or what they think the word is
But
saying.
why would I need to listen to their interpretation of it if it's different than what the verse actually says?
Because the Quran is, unless you speak Arabic or know how to read Arabic, the words are translated in different. The words are definitely translated in different definitions.
Meaning of the verse is too deep in Arabic.
So one word could mean three different things. One word could mean
meaning of
three
the
different
verse is too deep.
Too deep.
Very deep, very deep words.
So
you
Arabic,
need,
Arabic is just too
you
complex.
need, sir. You need
Basically.
a book or somebody.
Why are we hearing
explain
five
it to
voices?
you, like a sheikh.
Adam, I don't need. If I can read so you're telling me that the Muslim linguists who have translated these Qurans throughout the centuries, you're telling me that they didn't do their job properly in making sure that people who don't speak Arabic receive the supposed revelation of the Quran? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
So you're saying they're all wrong?
Like what they did to your Bible.
They didn't do anything to my Bible.
Yeah. Your Bible, my friend, I will not ask you a question. Jesus' mother language is Aramaic, right, sir? Am I right?
Jesus spoke Aramaic, Hebrew, and Greek.
I do understand. Mother language is Aramaic, right?
Hebrew and Greek. Stop asking me stupid questions.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
His mother language, sir.
Aramaic, Hebrew, and Greek.
Thank you very much. He spoke Greek and Hebrew. I know that.
Okay.
But his mother language is Aramaic.
Brother,
right?
I'm not going to answer the way you want. I don't know who the hell you think you called into.
No, you don't know the answer. That's why you don't want to answer.
Stop yelling. Stop yelling.
Brother.
Please.
All right.
Calm down.
So,
He answered the
if
question.
his mother language is Aramaic, the first Bible on earth been written by Greek and Hebrew. My question is, if his mother language is Aramaic, where is the Aramaic Bible?
Young man, are you in a hole? Are you in a deep hole?
Where is the Aramaic Bible?
Adam, first of all, lower your voice, bro, because that doesn't impress anybody here.
Where is it?
Nor does it
Answer
impress
me.
anybody. Okay.
Adam,
Answer me.
Now, why would the first manuscripts need to be written in Aramaic? Let me ask you that.
No, my God. His mother language is Aramaic.
Yeah,
so
I know.
the angel's going to come to
Adam,
him.
listen.
He's going to speak to him to understand.
Listen, stupid. Listen, stupid. Listen. If you speak one language, are you telling me that because they were written in Koine Greek, is your assertion
in the Bible?
Do me a favor, get the hell out of my stream, bro. Get the hell out. Like
demonic.
this is the kind of stupidity that I'm talking about. that I'm not going to tolerate. Okay. You do not need to have the Bible written in Aramaic because the people who were involved in these events spoke multiple languages.
Exactly.
Why is this so difficult for cousin marriaged birthed people to understand?
And they'll still deny it.
I don't know. Apparently, if you speak one language, then any historical information written about you must be written in that language. That's like this weird presupposition they have.
He's an idiot.
The only problem, the Quran doesn't do that. When it writes about Jesus, you have Jesus speaking Arabic. So if their argument works, which it doesn't, no historian would argue that a historical truth can only be derived if the language is the same as the original audience. But setting that aside, okay, fine, let's grant it. Jesus is quoted in Arabic. The stuff written about him is in Arabic, but he spoke Aramaic. Therefore, the Quran is false because Jesus didn't speak Arabic, and you must write it in Aramaic to preserve the truth of historical figures. So that's the reasoning we're getting from them. I don't know what's the issue with, especially if the common language of the day is Greek. There's no issue of writing a historical document or epistles in Greek. It's like if I wrote about a situation that happens across the world in Japan. If I read it in English, it doesn't make what I'm writing wrong. It just means I'm writing in a common language for people to understand. It's not that hard.
No, what you know what the thing is too, Johnny, is that you got to remember the reason they feel like this is a valid point is because this is a religion of people who believe that their God was not powerful enough to give a word that could survive translation. You understand where I'm coming from? So because in their mind, the word of God was in Arabic, you have to speak, read, and write Arabic in order to truly understand the word of God. That's how limited their God is. Our God gave us his word, and it has transcended language and philosophy and time and culture and geographic location. We don't have an issue with that. We still have our original manuscripts. But you got stupid over here screaming about Aramaic, and I will ask him the same question. If you're having a conversation with your friend in Arabic and I asked you what you guys talk about, Johnny, how many times, you're Hispanic just like me, how many times have you seen in your life that people who speak Spanish have an entire conversation on the phone and then can come and tell you exactly what the conversation was about?
All the time.
Right? But all of a sudden, this is a new thing in human history. We weren't able to translate languages before, according to the Muslims. This is the kind of stupidity that we're dealing with on a regular basis. Jesus spoke Aramaic, but then they will argue, and he acknowledges that he also spoke Hebrew and Greek. Acknowledged that he spoke the language that the manuscripts were in, but still is asking for an Aramaic Bible. Okay, then where is the Quran in classical Arabic that didn't have any diacritical marks? Because for all you Muslims out there that claim dot for dot, letter for letter preservation, I want you to know that in the 7th century, Arabic didn't have any diacritical marks. So how do you deal with that? Is it now a different language? Do you see how stupid?
Yeah, and plus their way of transmissioning of the scriptures, right, is inverted to Christianity because
correct.
The Muslims conquered and they forced Arabic onto the native inhabitants, while Christianity would just spread abroad. And of course, like you said, Greek was the predominant, like the lingua franca of the day.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think they just project what Islam did onto Christianity and not realizing that there are two different ways of bringing about scriptures.
Yes. But you got to remember, Nero, these are the same people who will sit there and look you straight in the face and say, the Quran has been the same since the time of the Prophet. It's never been changed. There's no changes. Dot for dot, letter for letter. History shows the Quran has never been changed. We can throw all the Qurans in the ocean and we will have it reconstructed in 17.2 seconds because so many people have memorized the Quran.
My main question is why throughout like history, like Islamic history, have there been committees standardizing new Qurans if it was always perfect? What's the point?
No, because it doesn't matter. Those are different aruf. Those are different aruf.
It's like I just hear them say that, I'm like, So why was a Hobbes Quran standardized in 1924?
Yeah.
What was it like? It couldn't even last 20 years into like the reign of Uthman.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It didn't, bro.
And our God is not one-dimensional.
Months.
He's not one-dimensional.
Right. Months. Exactly. Not only is our God not one-dimensional, he's beyond three-dimensional. Okay. He literally sees the beginning from the end. We only see three dimensions. He transcends time. He transcends He could have more universes out there for all we know. I talk about that all the time.
I believe he does.
Yeah, me too.
Oh
me
my
too.
Gosh.
What's wrong, Johnny?
You know, there's actually 4 dimensions in scripture.
There's what?
There's 4 dimensions in scripture, and we find the verse. Hold on.
I'm interested.
Where is it, dude? Hold on.
I think they have such a, in my opinion, I'm not saying this is true. This is just my opinion and my observation.
Yeah.
Their opinion of who their God is, and it's so low. It's so low.
Yeah. That one fool who was debating.
Yeah.
There was a fool who was debating Chris Claus yesterday or the day before. Exocentric or something like that. He called my show the other day and kept screaming at the top of his lungs, yeah, how can God have a son without a mate? I'm like, yo, stupid. Your God is the limited one, not mine. Christians are not the ones saying that our God needs a mate to have a son. Jesus is begotten from the Father because he wanted to. He doesn't need a mate. Our God doesn't need to do the horizontal mambo with nobody. That's what your God said he needed. Our God never said that. Our God is not a man that he should lie. He is not subject to the carnal nonsense that we are. Our God wants it. There it is. That's it. It's over. He did it. He did it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here, guys?
I found it.
Sorry for him because
go ahead, Johnny.
Their God is so distant.
So Ephesians 3:18. Should I start from I'll start from 18, whatever. May be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width, length, depth, and height. Now I don't remember all the information regarding this, but that's 4 dimensions right there. So I would have to look back into the commentaries and ask the person that showed me this, the pastor that showed me this. But
thank you, Johnny. I didn't even know that. Which verse is that?
I'm taking notes on that one.
Ephesians 3:18.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I'm sure I read it and didn't even realize what I was reading. Thank you for the super chat. Brother Israel, like and subscribe. Yeah, guys, please smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. I'm about to do a check. Please don't make me cry when I hit this refresh button. How many likes we at? Guys, smash the like button, please. We can't have over 100 viewers and only 85 likes. Please hit the thumbs up, guys. Please, please, please. It makes YouTube want to recommend the stream to more people, which it will not do if a lot less people are liking. Please smash the like button, tap the screen, smash the like button, tap the screen. And then when you guys are done, smash the like button and tap the screen, please. Thank you so much, Israel Bethel. Let's bring up the next one from Israel again. I'm a Jew and I don't approve this message. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sure as a Jew, there's a lot of messages you don't approve the Muslims appealing to you guys' ancient laws. Jesus was Jewish man, so he's a Hebrew. Yeah, I know. But according to Adam, it wouldn't matter because his mother language Aramaic. So what an Aramaic Bible? Hey, stupid. The mother language of Muhammad was classical Arabic. So where's the classical Arabic Bible? Oh, you don't read that one. You wouldn't know how to read it because without the diacritical marks, you don't know what the hell you're looking at, right? Chat, like, and subscribe, please. Amen. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for all the gifts from La Dueña, RJ, Caspillo, Claudia, Batman, and Batman. Thank you guys. I'm sorry, guys. When I was eating, I choked on some rice, and it's been stuck in my throat ever since. Let's see. Let's get somebody else up here. It's 97 who is a Muslim. I know I've spoken to before. Says God is limited. You're right. Your God is limited, brother, because your God is Satan. Just so you know. I mean,
after the stream, I think I can reach out to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
What up, user?
Can we discuss Islam?
Absolutely. Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim, mate, and I sort of admire. In Arabic, we call this dhikr. When you talk about God, so you're all engaged in dhikr.
Okay.
And it's nice to bring the Quranic perspective that we are all brothers in Islam because Christianity is part of Islam. So I never differentiate. So at the end of the day, brother, I know there's a lot of misconception, but there's only one intent from day one, as human beings, we like to innovate. Look where we are from a technology perspective. Look where we are with the way we live, compared to 5,000 years ago. There's only one God, and the message has always been the same. Now, whether it took shape of Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and even
I'm gonna let him land, Noel. I'm gonna let him land. I'm gonna let him land. Go ahead, brother. I'm gonna let you land. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you got to listen, my brother.
I'm listening.
That why is it that Muhammad? Why is it that Muhammad, peace be upon him, had to include Moses and Jesus in his story if he's fabricated?
I don't know, brother. Well, that's a great question. That's a great question. But I want to address the first point that you made.
And that's the truth.
I want to address the first point that you made about us all being part of Islam, because that's actually blatantly false in the Quran. If we look at Surah Al-Ma'idah, Ayah 48, check out what it says. It says, "To you we sent the scripture in truth." Now, we know, guys, that 543 through 40, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, user. I'm not laughing at you. We know that in 543 through 47, the context of this is Allah speaking through Muhammad, talking about the Jews having the Torah in 543 through 45. 46 and 47 transitions over to Isa and the Christians with the gospel, and then 48 transitions to the Muslims and the Quran. But I want you to notice something very interesting here, okay, brother? So look here on the screen. "To you we sent the scripture in truth, confirming the scripture that came before it, and guarding it in safety. So judge between them by what Allah has revealed, and follow not their vain desires, diverging from the truth that has come to you. To each among you we have prescribed a law and an open way." Okay, so right here, Allah is saying, Jews got the Torah, Christians have the gospel, Muslims, you got the Quran. Now here's the part. If Allah had so willed, he would have made you a single people. But his plan is to test you in what he has given to you. So strive as in race to all virtues. The goal of you is all to Allah. It is he that will show you the truth in the matters in which you dispute. My brother, right here, your God just made it clear that we're not the same thing, because he intended for us to remain separated in religion. So how could we be part of...
Can I just add? Well done. I'm glad that you got the Quran there. Look, you know, the 10 commandments are verbatim in the Quran, exactly the way in the Torah. So we believe that Allah, look, Moses is mentioned in 29 chapters of the Quran. Muhammad is mentioned very less. So out of 30 chapters. So the emphasis, because we're Abrahamic faiths, it's the faith of Abraham. Abraham made a dua. Abraham made, a supplication that in his progeny, because most prophets came, he's the father of prophets. So Moses, Jesus, Isaac, Jacob, they all came in one lineage, and Muhammad came through Ishmael. So we all one. The only thing is, like us as people, we innovate. We live different lives. So all the Quran did. The Quran's got no enmity with the Bible. If anything, if you remember the Surah Rome, where the Persians were fighting the Romans, God promised the Romans the victory, and they were Christians then. But the question arises there, a lot of people say that Muhammad made all this up. Muhammad had problems with his own family wanted to kill him because of idol worshippers. It was in his favor to believe whatever the Christians were saying, yet the king of Abyssinia gave him the first shelter to his companions, and they had to disagree with him because he believed in the Trinity, but they still took him on. And he became a Muslim later. In the same way, the Roman Empire was a massive empire, but the Muslims had to fight with them with small numbers because the message they disagreed with. Muhammad could have agreed with the Jews and the Christians to take over the Meccans. So I just want to say that this is revelation from Allah, from the same God, the God of Jesus, the God of Muhammad.
Okay, user. So user, hold on. User. Okay, brother. Listen, I don't even normally do that, but you sound like an older guy. I respect my elders, so I let you go on and I let you monologue, right? Now, here's the thing. I know this is what you believe, and I respect that. Yeah. But because I respect you, I'm going to respect you enough to tell you that I completely disagree with literally everything you said. All right?
Me too.
Do not confuse the fact that I let you finish with the fact that I think that you're right. I do not. And I'm going to ask you one question. I'm going to ask you. Hold on. I'm going to ask you one question. Okay. If Muhammad was a prophet of the Abrahamic faith, would his message have to line up with the previous prophets? Yes or no?
Well, yes, because it's the same message from
Correct.
Day one.
But the problem is Muhammad does not align with the previous prophets. He does not.
Okay, well, I like your persona. Thank you for giving me the respect. It's first Ramadan. We're fasting tomorrow.
All right.
May Allah bless you. May God bless you. That's very nice of you. I just want to say, Abraham who did he worship? One God. He didn't worship Jesus. This is the faith of Abraham.
Negative,
Whatever
because
Moses
brother,
preached.
even as early on, from our earliest manuscripts of the Torah, it was already speaking of a multi-personal God. You can go to Genesis 19:24. You can go to the verse that we were reading earlier. It was already speaking of a multi-personal God. So I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah, but the Jews don't even believe in Christ.
I don't.
Jesus, peace be
there
upon
are
him.
Jews that believe in Christ. They're called Messianic
Christians were
Jews.
Jews. The first Christians were Jews.
Yep. And the first Christians were Jewish people.
Very small in number.
I'm sorry?
Very small in number. What I'm saying is because Jesus was not mentioned in the Torah, the Jesus was obviously born in a Jewish house.
Jesus
So
was
the
Jesus
Torah
was
is
mentioned.
blasphemy.
Jesus was mentioned. Jesus wasn't mentioned by name, but Jesus was mentioned many times.
Where?
Oh God.
And plus, Jesus
where
attributes
in the
many of
Torah- in
these
the Torah?
prophecies to himself, like Daniel 7:13. He
So
attributes
do you
that
think
to
Abraham? Do you think
himself.
Abraham?
In
Do you
Matthew
think Abraham
26,
worshipped Jesus
64.
or did he worship God?
Well, Abraham didn't know Jesus in his incarnate form. Abraham worshipped a God who was a triune God. Your problem is that you believe that because Moses and Abraham and Jonah were not aware of Jesus Christ as we know him today, therefore it means that there was no triune God. Brother, God does not cease to be triune just because a little bit more time passed by. He was always triune. The problem with you is that you're confusing the fact that he chose to incarnate at the time he did, and then you think, okay, that's when he became triune. But if you actually read the Old Testament, all you have to do is look at the language to understand that he was always triune.
So are we saying that David in
Go
the
ahead, Nero.
Psalms is
Hold on, user. Hold on.
triune God
User,
as well?
hold on. Go ahead,
Can I
Nero.
ask you a question real quick? When we deal with, let's say, Genesis 1, we're going to go to Genesis 1. We're going to go to verse 26. So the first book of the Torah, the first chapter of the Torah, says, Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Right? So even in the first chapter of the first book of the Torah, we see that God is multi-personal. So how would you dispute that?
Well, good point there. And what I would like to add is that the Quran is reply to that is the likeness with Jesus, the likeness of Adam. You see, the confusion mankind had is because Mary was given a miraculous virgin birth, everybody got confused with God the Father. God created everybody with it's called kun fayakun, be it as is. It's the same power. It's not that just because.
Go ahead.
It's not just because Mary wasn't touched by a man. She's got no husband. She's got and then we made him the begotten Son. We have to be careful what we're saying about God. God creates. He's a different entity. He's not. He doesn't have to become a human or an animal or whatever.
User, do me a favor, brother. Do me a favor real quick. I want you, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 4. That's the Old Testament, right? Do me a favor, read that out loud for us. Just read that for me.
If I can see, like you said, I'm older than you. My eyesight is a bit problem.
Hang on, scroll down. Hold on, I got you. Can you read that? Can you read that?
I can see now.
Good.
Yeah, I can see now who was ascended into, but then it's half of my on my mobile phone.
I can read it. Who has ascended to heaven or descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all ends of the earth? What is his name? What is his name, and what is his son's name? If you know.
Yeah, I heard that.
FUETE.
And even
so what's the
into the Old Testament.
Hold on.
Hello, you're on with Maverick.
Don't never tell me Jesus ain't in the Old Testament, baby.
Read that verse. Oh, you're doing it again? You're associating partners.
Ya tú sabes, prepárate.
I hear a weak defense, I hear a logical gap. I see you dodging questions, falling right into that trap. You're talking circles, homie, but you're running out of breath. I pull the metal out. That's a philosophical death. Smacking down the shirt down, putting it through rest. Put your faith in the fire, put your logic to.
Ooh, boy, you did that to you. You earned all that FUETE, boy. What up?
I need that playlist.
What the?
Boy.
I need that playlist.
Quick one.
Funny, bro.
It's okay.
Can I say something?
It's
I
okay,
would like
but
to say something.
I just want to leave it. I just want to leave with a prayer that we all from Adam and Eve, and God loves us all, right? And God will guide us all. And you obviously. Look, you really love God. That's why you got this program on.
That's right.
So that's really admirable.
Amen, brother. Thank you.
May Allah guide us all. May Allah guide you. Inshallah, Allah will bring you to the truth, brother. Inshallah, if you look at the Quran with an open mind, you'll find it amazing. You'll find it that we got all love for each other. It's all about love. It's not about and the fact that you give me this time, I really appreciate it.
No problem, brother.
You're a gentleman. You're a great gentleman there.
Thank you, user. God bless you, brother. I pray that your eyes are open to the truth, man. I think at the end, guys. Like I said, here's the thing, man. At the end, I was raised to respect my elders, right? If they come in here yelling and swearing or whatever, I'm obviously gonna stop that. But when a guy comes in, he's trying to be nice. I could tell he really wants to say what he had to say. I have no problem with that. Say what you got to say. I'm going to disagree with you. No problem. I'm not going to just let you say it. You know what I mean? But I have no problem disagreeing with people openly. That's why we do this. But yeah, it was just, it was a good moment, guys, because a lot of people, hold on a second. Who's trying to remote into my desktop, bro? Because you get a FUETE for real. Hold on. I just got a message from remote desktop says somebody's trying to remote in. Y'all ain't getting in. You ain't getting in. Ronald Ronald is still here, but he been nice and quiet.
Oh, my mic was off. I didn't even
no, you're good. You're good. Let's see. Danielzan? Let's see if Danielzan connects. Johnny knows. Johnny grew up in a Hispanic household. He knows what FUETE is. Johnny knows what FUETE is.
Can I say to y'all, you know that
I wish I didn't.
He said, I wish I didn't.
He wasn't always the apologetics mosquito. What's up, Ronald? Go ahead, brother.
I just want to understand, I understand that you guys are devoted to your faith, and that's great. That is, I love that. I love that you guys are strong for Jesus, and you're not trying to, let anybody down him in any sense. But as Muslims, we believe that all the prophets are the same. You know what I mean? We believe that all the prophets were here, put on the world to actually convey God's message to the people.
You know what, Ronald? I like
lost.
that. Here, let's stay there. Let's stay there for a second. I like that. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question, and I'm not trying to be a jerk at all. I promise. Okay. When you're talking about all the previous prophets, if I want information about any prophet before Muhammad, where do I get that information from?
Say again?
If I want information about any prophet, because you guys are making claims about the previous prophets as Muslims, right? About how they're all the same. You just said that they're all the same. Right, okay. If I want to verify that, and I need the information about these prophets, such as Abraham, such as Jonah, Musa, whoever, right? Where am I going to get that information from? Because as a Muslim...
The books of God.
Right. Okay. So now what happens when your book openly disagrees with my book?
How does it openly... Oh, no, you're right. Because we don't believe that Jesus is the son of God.
Correct. But here's now let's go on that. That was a perfect segue. So now then my question becomes, what information are you going to give me to show me that the Isa of Islam is the correct Isa? What manuscripts or evidence do you have that Jesus Christ is not who he is portrayed to be in the Holy Bible? Where do you get that information from?
From the Quran.
Correct. So do you understand that that's called circular reasoning, right? Because the Quran is a book that was compiled based on what?
The previous books.
The Quran was compiled. Its manuscripts were compiled into codices, right? So you have manuscripts, they're put together, then they're called codices once all the manuscripts are collected and canonized, right? The Bible was put together much the same way, in a very much more complex way, okay? And the problem is that when you make a claim about someone in the past, it is generally done based on something called evidence. The problem we have with the Quran, my brother, is that it is based in zero historical evidence. When you make a claim about Abraham, the way that you guys do, about him building something in Mecca, which is historically false. When you guys make a claim that your book has a conversation taking place between Allah and the Pharaoh who drowned, right, according to the Quran, and that his body would be preserved for generations after, but history confirms again that that's not the way it happened. When you guys say that the Exodus event had 9 plagues, and the Bible says that they were 10, and you skip over the most important one, which was the Passover event, where all the firstborns were taken if the blood of the lamb was not put on the top of your doorway, right? And that's not in the Quran. When you have all of these things put together, and then you start going back in history and you see that the Quran's version of these events does not align with any archaeology or manuscript in history, what do you do then?
They actually do align. I don't know where you guys are getting your information, like from historic.
I'm getting my information from reality. Where are you getting yours from?
The same. I would say that.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. Surah 1092. When Allah was speaking to the Pharaoh, who apparently was drowning at the events of the Red Sea when they unjustly were pursuing the Israelites out of Egypt, when was the Pharaoh's body preserved and when was it presented as generations after him? Yeah, exactly.
Say that again? You said when was it preserved?
Can I ask a question after you, Brother Maverick?
Yeah,
when was it preserved?
Yeah, when was his body preserved and used as an example for generations after? When did this happen in history? Because at this point, this event was at least 3,000 years ago. And when I say to you, you don't know where we're getting our facts from. I'm getting our facts from a little place called Earth. And if we look throughout history, and we know that not a single Egyptologist or archaeologist has ever had any history of a pharaoh's body being preserved and put on display for anyone after it. So I'm going to ask you again. 1092.
You can look this online and see this.
I did look it up online. I've done entire presentations on it. I have done entire presentations on it.
The pharaoh has been found. He has been found, and they actually found him in the I believe it was the Red Sea. I believe it was. I'm not too sure exactly.
No, actually, I'm not too sure. Hold on. Well, actually, not only is that not true, I'm going to have you look at something, brother, because not only are you is that made up? Not only is that made up.
For a second.
I'm sorry.
The people in the chat said to let you know. Said that we cannot see the chat clearly. A few people have wanted me to let you know that this is going on.
That they can't see the chat? What chat?
Yeah, it's too light.
Cross unit guest. That's in the way. And see what's coming up after.
That's in the way.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll ask my thing.
I think even they can't read or see the chat. That's why they don't answer.
Okay, Chris says he can see the chat. What are you talking about? It's too bright. Oh, okay. I'll change the color. You know what, guys? I'll change the color of it tomorrow.
Sorry.
No, not at all. So the question. Okay, so the question again becomes, brother. Here, let me turn this guest's background off, and let me tell you if that's better, guys. Let me know, okay? If that's better for now, and then I'll just make it like a darker blue or something else. So what you're saying is actually factually incorrect, okay? And even if I want to show you something, even if it were found, the problem for you, my brother, is I'm going to show you right here. Read that word for me right there.
So today.
Thank you. According to what you're giving us, when were these bodies that are Ramses II, which I believe are Ramses II, Egyptologists are almost sure that this is the body of the pharaoh who was the pharaoh at the time of the Exodus events, who passed away of old age, did not pass away from drowning. But, okay, even if we go down that rabbit hole and say, yes, this is him, right?
So what you're telling me is you don't believe that that God closed and drowned off the pharaoh into the sea.
That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is that they found the body. So if we assume that that Ramses II is the one that Egyptologists found last century, about 100 years ago, right? that would mean they found him 100 years ago, right?
Okay.
Okay. When the hell does this say that Allah was going to preserve his body?
I think that you're taking that in the wrong terminology.
Well, if you know today to mean anything else but today, please let me know, brother.
So today is it could mean so today we're informing you, like in that sense of a way, like today we're telling you this. So
he's talking to the Pharaoh, brother. He's not speaking to anybody else. Today, right here. So today we will save you in body, that you may be to those who succeed you a sign. And indeed, many among the people of our signs, brother, it is Surah chapter 10, verse 92.
Can you show me again?
Sure. Look, I make it big, dog. I make it big. This ain't my book, this is your book. So today we will save you in body. Today. This was over 3,000 years ago.
So what's the Sahih Intel? What's that?
Sahih International is a translation. There's Yusuf Ali. There's Sahih International. There's a Pictol. And they're here. You know what? Here. Look, you see this? You see the Arabic? Watch. I'll even do you one better. Watch this. Check this out. We're going to go here. And we will translate it in real time in front of the whole worldwide net. Right? I'm going to go here so you can see that I'm being completely transparent, which I have no problem doing. Pasted it there. Check it out. And I'll make this big too. Look. Came out to be exactly the same thing. So today we will preserve your body so that you may be a sign for those who succeed you. And indeed, many among the people are heedless of our signs. Brother, you and I did not succeed the Pharaoh. Ooh. Just so you know. So where I'm getting my information from is Earth.
I mean, with that being said,
hold on, Ronald, hold on. I need you to listen to something. All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
That's hilarious. No, but I'm not too sure about the Pharaoh and stuff, but I know that basically that the Quran is true because it's not really trying to take away from anything else. It's not trying to take away from the Bible.
The Quran is true. How can it be true when we just historically verified that this is just one of hundreds of verses I can do this to? Right here, we are making it clear that it is not true. This never happened, brother. It never, ever, ever happened.
How does it not? Look, you're heedless to the sign yourself. If you know that God drowned.
How can I be heedless to the brother? How can I be heedless to the sign? Okay. The first, what does the first? Okay, this is Allah speaking to the Pharaoh. Look, hold on. Hold on.
Do you agree?
When did here? Let's go back to the beginning.
Was killed in the water. What? That he drowned in the water.
Even if it is, it's inconsequential because if we look at the strict, no, it's bro. So you're because what you're trying to do is you're trying to ignore this. Look, here, let's do it again. What does that say?
Bro,
what does it say?
So today.
Thank you. So today, we will preserve your body. This event happened 3,000 years ago, which means if your God is all powerful and he's all knowing, he forgot to do it, or it never happened because your God is not the real God.
What do you mean he forgot to do it or it never happened?
I'm being facetious. Obviously, it never happened because Pharaoh, throughout history, okay, the surrounding regions, Egypt, the surrounding African nations, the Middle Eastern regions, there would have been a record of a Pharaoh's body never decaying and being preserved and being used as a generation for people after him and saying, this is what happens when you disobey Allah. When in history did this happen, bro? It was 3,000 years ago. When?
Do you not know the story of Moses and Pharaoh?
Yes. And what does that have to do with this verse being false?
Nothing at all, man.
Thank you.
Because to be honest, It's not. It's a literal term. It's a terminology for you to understand.
So what does
Just
today
like if
mean?
you kept on reading. How you kept on reading?
Right. What
These
is
are
what
the
does today mean?
signs.
Does today
These
mean
are the
today?
signs.
Does
Are
today
they
mean
not?
today? Does today mean today? Don't lie. Don't lie. Te doy.
You know
Mira,
what-
mira, te voy a meter en la cara.
When was-
Does today
what-
mean today? Does today
When
mean
was
today?
the-
Te voy a dar fuerte.
Today means
Te voy a
today.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you
Was
for
it
telling
not-
the truth.
was it not
Because in Puerto
preserved,
Rican
though?
houses, when you fib, you get the fuerte, bro. You get the fuerte.
Was it not preserved though? But you
No.
know the story. So how was it not
There's
preserved?
nowhere that
Brother,
says his
how
body
you-
was preserved.
We know the
How do you
story.
not know
We
it's
know
not
the
preserved?
story because we have the Torah, and the Torah says nothing
It would
about
say it.
the Pharaoh or his body. As a matter of fact, if you read the strictest reading
The
of the
Bible
Torah,
has the story of Moses in it.
the Bible has a story of the Exodus events. And you know what's funny about that is
The
that
story
when
of
you read the actual Torah, you can interpret that the Pharaoh drowned or not. But if we read the strictest reading, which I always make you guys do, so I'm going to stick to my own standard. When we look at the strictest reading in Exodus 14 and 15, it never actually includes the Pharaoh as one of the people who drowned. So even then, if I wanted to get super strict with it, I could say the Exodus doesn't even record the Pharaoh drowning. The Quran makes it clear that he did, but the Torah does not. Now, are there plenty of people and scholars throughout history that have said, yeah, the Pharaoh probably drowned there? Okay, great. That has no bearing on my faith, on my salvation, so it doesn't matter one way or another. But if we looked at the strictest reading, there's nothing in the Torah that says Pharaoh drowned with his army.
That's basically the whole entirety story of the promised land, of how they escaped Egypt.
What does got to do with the Pharaoh drowning being preserved, bro?
That's part of the signs, bro. It's part of the signs. How's it not? It's just like Exodus,
if I may
bro.
say, sir, the Quran came what?
Hold on.
700 years after?
Noel, he don't get it. Hold on. Here, right?
Like 1500.
Read it again. Read it again, or I'm going to make you sit down and write it 1,000 times. Read it again. What does it say? What does it say? I'm telling you right.
So today.
Thank you. When was that today, Ronald? When was that today?
What you mean, like today, like February 17th?
What else can today mean? If the conversation between Allah and the Pharaoh is happening today, and that conversation, that event we know historically transpired over 3,000 years ago, then that today was over 3,000 years ago. And in 3,000 years of history, we don't have a Pharaoh's body ever being preserved or presented as an example to anyone. As a matter of fact, the fact that Egyptologists had to find it, according to your own standard, shows that he wasn't presented to anybody because pharaohs were mummified and hidden in their tombs. So who was he being presented to? The spiders?
No, that's a misunderstanding.
Prophecy.
I don't think so.
It's a misunderstanding. Dan, hang on. I'm gonna see what you're talking about right now. I'm gonna call my daughters over here to see what you guys are saying, because you guys are saying you can't see the chat, and I don't get it because I thought the chat was fine. Guys, please make sure you're hitting that like button. Yeah. Make sure. Papas, can you go on my TikTok and see if you can't see the chat? Because thank you guys so much. Now we're cooking with gas. Spamming that like button is where it's at. Now we're cooking with gas. People are saying they can't see the chat. Oh, okay, guys, I see what's going on. Okay, it's because of this down here. It's because of the okay, guys, I will change it for next stream, I promise. Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that it was an issue. I didn't know that you guys couldn't see the chat. So I'll make sure that the logo is gone for next time, and I'll make sure it's all darker colors down there. And thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. And then I'll just take the guests out of I'll just take the guests out too. So that way, like, if their cameras are on, because I know you guys don't really care on TikTok, I just keep them on the other ones that matter. So yeah, but yeah, I'll fix that for next time, guys, because we're not on that much longer anyway, so no big deal. So yeah, Ronald, it's not a misunderstanding, brother. Today means today. I'm glad I thank you for telling the truth. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to have to send you to the principal's office. But yeah, man, this is just it's hard. I know it's hard. I know you want to believe the Quran is the truth, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If I found something out like this and it was this devastating about the Bible, and the Bible made such a specific claim and it was historically false, I'd have a hard time with it too. But unfortunately for me, I'm not the one in that situation.
They have found it. You just don't know about it. And it's okay. I understand. Like, there are things in this world that we don't know about, you know? Like, God keeps things hidden. Like, there's demons that you can't see, you know? There's things that you're not supposed to see.
If you're being delivered as a sign to people, there's nothing that's hidden about it, and there's nothing that's not going to be known about it, because according to the Quran, it says that he's going to save your body that you may be a portent for those after you. Most of mankind are heedless of our portents, right? So he's saying because so many people, right? Because so many people are heedless of our signs, we're gonna make you a sign so that people could know. But it never happened.
It is a sign. It is a sign because you know of the story of Moses and Pharaoh.
No, it still doesn't work because his body was his body preserved that day? Yes or no? Was his body preserved and used as an example? Your God said it was gonna happen right then. So it was preserved and used as an example.
It was because you know about it today.
No.
3,000 years ago that this happened.
And when did they discover? If it is,
you even have the information.
Ronald, relax. If it is Ramses II, who Egyptologists think they found, when did they find it?
You would know better than I.
100 years ago, about 100 years ago. So you're saying that this is Allah speaking. Ronald, hold on, brother. Hold on.
Yes.
You're saying that this, what is said in 1092, still serves true, even though the body wasn't discovered until a century ago, and they're still not even sure for sure if it's him, and over 3,000 years passed in between the Exodus events and when they found him, and we still have to overlook the fact that his body was never put on display for anybody, as an example.
I wouldn't be surprised about it not being displayed by people who would try to hide this. As they try to hide the
so give me a historical event of that happening.
Of what happening?
What you just said.
Of people trying to hide the truth?
No. Of what you just said about using his body as an example.
Okay, so here's a historical event. The Bible itself even speaks of the events that happened that he was born.
Bro, I'm back
this
to
is
my
how
Bible.
I know the story of Moses, bro.
Have a go, Ron. The constant attempt to redefine the word today is sad beyond belief, man. This is your mind on Islam.
I was even going to ask him a question.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nero.
No, that's good. I was about to ask him another question dealing with Egyptian history, talking about crucifixion. I was going to ask him how do you have evidence of the Egyptians crucifying anyone before the Persians? You know,
they don't. He won't, bro. He couldn't even explain this. You think he was going to explain that to you?
That's why I gave up. That's why I gave up.
User 46, you're on stage. What do you got, man?
I have a question for you.
What's your question?
What's the earliest manuscripts of the Bible that we have?
Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah.
What? Dead Sea what?
Dead Sea Scrolls, brother. Which is before New Testament. Yeah. They're manuscripts of the Torah. Had everything except for the Book of Esther.
I'm talking about the New Testament.
The P52. Yeah.
What is called B52?
P52, which is a remnant from the Book of John.
Yeah.
And how many years after Jesus was that? P52.
Around 89 years.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, like around
9 years.
Less than a century.
He's like 110 to like 125 AD.
Mm-hmm.
And we have quotations from earlier church fathers.
Right. But the fact of the matter is the fact that the P52 existed only showed that the manuscripts were being copied, and the location where they found the P52 showed how widespread manuscript copying had already gone in that region. So if your insinuation is that we only had one manuscript per gospel or anything like that, then you're far off.
That is 3 verses, brother. I'm talking about the full manuscript.
The full manuscript?
Yeah, not just one or two verses. Like I'm talking about the full.
Well, the earliest manuscripts were dated as being written as early as what, Johnny? I think it was what, 5 to 10 years after the crucifixion.
The earliest manuscripts?
Yeah.
5 to 15 years, I believe.
That we
5 to-
have,
yeah.
or that were being written?
That were being written, but that we have, the earliest surviving are from the 2nd century, because
The
papyrus.
earliest that would be,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Johnny.
I think the earliest that would have been written would be around, say, the 40s or 50s when the epistles started being written,
Right.
and then the gospels, obviously. So it'd be like within a few decades.
But if you're talking about surviving manuscripts from the 2nd century.
I'm just talking about the full manuscripts of the Bible.
I just answered your question. If you're talking about codices, do you know the difference between a manuscript? Do you know the difference between a manuscript? User, do you know the difference between a manuscript and a codex?
Did you say 200 years after Jesus?
Do you know the difference between a manuscript? Because you're saying manuscripts of the Bible. So are you speaking of manuscripts or codices?
Why are you answering my question with a question?
Because I'm clarifying whether you know what you're asking or not.
I'm just asking, was it 200 years after?
I said the earliest surviving manuscripts were from the 2nd century.
It was 200 years after.
No, that's 100 AD to like 199 AD.
Right.
So, just to clarify really quick.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah,
if you
like,
say
for example,
2nd century, that's 200 years. Don't you know what a century is?
That's 100.
Yeah, hold on, bro. Yes, we know what a century is. So, but you could say that 99 AD is the 1st century, then 101 AD 101 is the 2nd century, but those are 2 years apart. So being within a century
means 200 years.
that's going to be
2nd century is not 200. Listen, user, I know that you're used to being condescending. All right, but they're answering your questions, and you're not. Do me a favor, shut your mouth long enough to hear the question. He told you exactly what the hell it means, brother, because 100 and the year 101 is the 2nd century. The year 101 is the year 101 the 2nd century. Yes or no?
You talk about trustworthy.
Is the year 101 the 2nd century or not?
You talk about.
Get the hell off my stage. Get the hell off my stage, bro.
Because it's not centuries, it's decades.
Right.
Like,
And that's now notice what I said. I said the earliest surviving manuscripts we have are from the 2nd century. Isn't that what I said? But he thinks because I said the 2nd century, it automatically equates to 200 years.
I think he thinks the 2nd century is just 200 AD. I think he's confused.
Right. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
So,
He wouldn't let you tell it.
It's not hard. Like, it's not.
It's not. But the thing is, Johnny's explaining it to him.
Just so you know,
Guys,
I'm
give me
willing to,
1
like,
minute.
Jump in and clarify things. I'm just trying to avoid like debates. That's just so we're clear.
No problem. Trinity, you're on stage.
He called that book untrustworthy.
No.
30 seconds. Give me some seconds. 1 second.
Oh, let me read some super chats while we're waiting. Shalom to the panel from Brother Israel. Says shalom to all the panel, chat, and Momo. Police be upon him. Lovers in chat. Amen, brother. Fuete from Brother Israel again. Man. Spam Fuete in the chat. Amen, brother. Thank you. Fuete, let's go from Brother Kefa. Thank you so much. And we have from Brother Graft, it says Ramses or Amenhotep. Those are the only two possible pharaohs that match the Exodus timeline. Neither drowned. Exactly. Thank you. But yeah, they don't understand that. And Fuete from Brother Israel. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm driving. All good, brother. You're not going to be sorry. For sure. Thank you so much for all the super chats, guys, and for the gifted subs and everything. You guys are absolutely goated, man. Trinity, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So I got a question, brother, about the Bible. Do you know who compiled the Bible?
Who compiled the Bible?
Yeah.
You mean the codices?
Just the Bible we have today. Who put it together?
Well, it depends on what time period you're talking about, brother. So that's why I'm asking you the question. Are you talking about who gathered the manuscripts? Are you talking about who was involved in deciding canon? Are you talking about who put together the first codices? What are you talking about?
No, look.
Look, I am looking. I'm
a
asking you a very
Bible.
specific question.
Who put the Bible together? Who collected all the verses and the chapters? And
So
put it
who?
together?
So you're asking who put the manuscripts together, and that
Yes,
would be the
yes.
church fathers.
Who are these church fathers?
The church fathers. There's quite a few of them. What do you mean? Who are they? It would be like me. It would be like me.
Yeah, I mean,
It would be like me asking you who collected all the manuscripts of the Quran.
And
That
burned
would
them.
be that would be Uthman.
That would be several people, right?
No. It would be
Yeah.
Uthman.
Yeah, because in
The
your
Quran was
history,
compiled earlier.
No.
Right.
Uthman.
it was compiled earlier than Uthman, and Uthman sent out for competing codices to be burned. Right?
Uthman,
Now,
look,
do you
we
have the
have-
now?
we
Now,
have
do you have the
seven
names?
people.
Shh,
We have
hold on, hush, puppy.
Ali ibn
Do
Abi
you
Talib.
have the names of all those people who gathered
Yes.
everybody up?
Yes.
Okay. So, what is the point? What is the point in the question that you're asking?
Yeah, the point is, when you say the church fathers, like, do you mean all of the church fathers compiled it together, or do you mean one of them, two of them, three of them? If so, who are they?
Woo, Lord, I could ask some dumb questions.
Wow, look at him panicking.
Trinity, first
No,
of all,
that
nobody's
ain't
panicking. Your idiotic
That's it.
rhetoric doesn't work here, brother.
Crazy.
What?
It's a
Where?
crazy question.
You're asking stupid questions that you know fully well. You can research yourself. So, what is the
Yeah.
point of
No,
asking
no,
us?
I
Yes,
can't,
yes,
I
yes, yes,
can't.
yes, 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 yes. We're sitting here literally looking at you like you're stupid, and you're accusing us of panicking. Okay, listen.
Don't panic, don't
your
panic,
your
brother.
dumb ass
they
Libiano
tickle
rhetoric
me.
doesn't work here, brother. Okay.
Don't panic.
Exactly.
Calm down.
We haven't even heard an argument yet.
Right.
What are we supposed to be
So
panicking?
I'm
about?
asking, do you know the names? Yes or no?
Go look it up.
Right.
No, it doesn't exist. When I look it up, it doesn't give me
Oh, okay,
names.
great. Thank you for saying that. Watch this. I'm gonna show you how easy this is, guys. I'm gonna show you how easy it is not to be
Yes.
stupid.
Yes, awesome.
Check
Show
this
me the
out.
names.
Check this out, and then I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it, and
Yes.
I'm gonna show you how not to be a Muslim. Look at
Yes.
look at what I searched, guys. Very simple. Look, check this out. What were the names of the church fathers that gathered the manuscripts together? Key church fathers and early leaders who gathered, preserved, and cited manuscripts to establish the New Testament canon included Eusebius of Caesarea, Anastasius of Alexandria, Jerome, Origen, and Irenaeus of Lyons. But you looked for it and you didn't find it. So you know what you can find?
These are-
the door. Get the hell out of my face, bro. Idiot.
It's like he asked us that question, and he said Usman compiled the Quran. He's like,
Right.
you don't even know your own.
You know,
composition.
like what the hell is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you? You think you're smart and you're tough because you call yourself the Trinity killer, and you ask a stupid question about. I told you the church fathers. Because I didn't give you the names, you're asking, was it one of them? Was it two of them? Was it three of them? Take your weak little Cora Dean responds, fat face Libiano arguments out of my face, bro.
What was he trying to do?
Be a Muslim.
I guess he was trying to argue that the Bible was
absolutely
compiled by
lied to
honest
your
people,
face.
but that's simply not the case.
No, it's not. I mean,
You could hear the sneaky and the lie in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
You could hear it.
Yep. I'm hoping he was going to get a recording. Not here, brother. Not here.
It is very interesting. You're talking about somebody being fat and you're not looking in the mirror. Clearly.
But you know what? Even if that were the case, even if I actually was fat, your prophet's still a pedophile. So now where are we at?
They gotta put the video.
And he thinks you're a
Your whole
half-breed.
Bible
And
promotes.
most
Your
of you
whole Bible
females are going to
promotes
hell.
that you can take any of the children, women, and have a schmeckel.
Show me
intercourse with
where.
them.
Show
you
me
can
where.
Grade them.
Show me where.
You can grade them and pay
Show me
their
where.
father 50 shekels.
Show me where.
50 shekels.
Show me where.
50 shekels for all the girls. That's it.
Even
Show me where.
Grade them and the
Show me
price
where.
is
Hey,
50
Muslima, show me where. Show me where, half brain. Show me where in our Bible. Show me where in our Bible. Show me where an arbiter. No, according to your prophet, you're a half brain. You're a half brain. You're only worth half of a man, apparently, according to your Quran, according to your hadith. Okay. Why don't you do me a favor? Loosen up your hijab and get the hell out of my face. Why don't you do that?
I mean, even if that is
She got a
true,
nerve
she
to
could
talk
be
about
Muhammad.
somebody raping somebody.
Oh, look, guys. Look how fat I am. Man, I'm so damn fat. Look at this. I'm fat. Idiot. Yeah, I'm fat.
I was gonna try to
She
like see
sound
if we
fat.
could order, but
Yeah.
I don't think that was gonna
I'm so
happen, I guess.
I'm so
Just
fat.
like that.
Fat people got biceps and triceps. But yeah, I'm fat. I'm fat. But then again, these are the same people who think that a caravan robbing, slave owning, murdering child abuser was a prophet.
It's like the arguments they do can just turn around right on Muhammad.
Yep.
Just easily. It's
Yep.
like he raided, he took a child bride. It's just wow. Like I don't even think.
how many he messed with.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just briefly explain Deuteronomy 22 that she was talking about?
Go ahead. I would love to.
Yeah.
I love exposing Muslim idiocy. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, so the argument, let me pull up the passage just to make sure I got this right.
Johnny, can you speak up a little louder?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Can
hard
you
to
hear
hear. Speak up a little louder.
me?
Say
My
something,
headset.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, Jesus Christ is King.
Good.
Hello?
Good.
All right. Okay, and apparently I don't know how to spell Deuteronomy. Hold on. Oh, okay. 1 second.
You go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go. Hey, look, we're gonna go ahead and keep looking at how fat I am. Look at, I'm so fat.
All right. Okay, I found
I'm a
it.
big old fat Christian. I'm sorry. I'm not Dean Responds in Libiano. I actually know how to stop eating.
Anyways, she was talking about Deuteronomy 22, 28 to 29, which says, if a man finds a young woman who is a virgin, who's not betrothed, and he seizes her and lies with her, and they are found out, then the man who lay with her shall give the young woman's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife because he has humbled her. He shall not be permitted to divorce her all of his days. So if you read the NIV and some other translations, it says the word grape. I'm saying this because TikTok stuff, but that's a bad translation because the word itself just kind of means to seize, and you can see that word being used in a metaphorical sense. And so in this context, I would argue that it's seizing the mind, like how you'd seize someone's heart, for example, right?
Right.
You can look at a cross reference in Exodus, I believe it's 22:18, which is the same law, but it says to seduce.
Right.
So it uses the word for seducing. And then if you read the prior verses from 25 to 27, it actually talks about grape. So just brief explanation of that.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because, as Johnny stated, the NIV is a very bad translation, and I honestly don't even know like how they were allowed to get away with such a poor translation. But I digress. That's where we're at. And that's what we have. So you guys have to make sure, unfortunately, as Christians, there is such a thing as a translation that wasn't carefully put together. And it is sad because those councils looked at that and still decided to release that. But yeah, the representation as it stands in the NIV when it comes to that verse is actually improper. And the way we know that, guys, is because you look at literally every single other translation and it does not use that word. Okay, so...
The thing I love too is whenever we look at the Quran or even Hadith or whatever, they'll say, well, that was a different time. That's what people did back then. People aged, biology just was different 1,000 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
For some reason, right? But it's like something that precedes your alleged prophet in your Quran by like almost 2 millennia.
Yeah.
Right? That's awful. That's terrible. That's, it's just the double, they need to be studied.
Yeah.
The people are saying that they hear a reverb and an echo.
Yeah, it's because for some reason the guests on the Video Ninja side, and it's fine, guys, because we're wrapping up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Video Ninja side, for some reason, they always only come out of one volume fader, and then on TikTok it's another volume fader. For some reason today, even though the correct volume faders were selected, the people on Video Ninja are coming out of 2 volume faders. So everybody's hearing them twice, and I actually selected everything, made sure it's done. So I'm gonna have to dig deeper into that, but I didn't have time, while we had people from Cousin Marriage asking stupid questions, so here we are. But this is why we're here, guys. This is why we're here. if you're gonna come in, if you're gonna come to us, man, come to us correct. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why, guys. I don't like. I see that there are, like the other day, for example, I was live with Glenn with Bible Over 1234. I was at work, so I didn't really get to I wasn't able to pay attention as much as I wanted to, and I still was debating one fool. And Johnny, guess who decided that he was going to try to come in and take advantage of Glenn because he didn't realize I was sitting right there?
Who was it?
The Muslim apologetic on a throwaway account, bro.
Oh, I think I remember that because I was listening towards. And then there was a voice of someone that was saying like, "Oh, I cooked you so many times," or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, and he tried to say he tried to come in there, and I told him, and I stopped him because number one, I was at work because unlike him, I have a job and I have things to do. But even then, while still working, I was still debating this fool, and he sat there trying to lie about the work of Ibn Ashaq, making it clear that, yeah, exactly. He tried to state that Ibn Ashaq's work made it clear that Gabriel did identify himself in the cave of Hira. The problem with the work of Ibn Ashaq is that it's been heavily edited by Ibn Hisham. And Ibn Hisham's work and commentary is the one that states that Gabriel identified himself in the cave of Hira. The problem with that is that not only do we not have any surviving manuscripts of the work of Ibn Ishaq in his commentary, but Ibn Hisham in the opening of his rework of Ibn Ishaq's commentary makes it clear that he made alterations, that he removed things that he found problematic, and he added things to reduce any problematic issues, and he took things out that he found that may have been humiliating or problematic. So now this kid is in here trying to insinuate that Ibn Hisham is authoritative, even though he made it clear that he changed the work of Ibn Ishaq. And you know what's even crazier? He didn't mention that. I wonder why you didn't mention that, Muslim apologetic, because don't act like you're not listening. You watch this all the time. You watch all the time. You're pathetic. But I know you listen and I know you watch. I know you watch. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're all pathetic. And you know what the thing is? I know that I'm mean. I know that Brother Maverick is the big bag boogeyman to you guys, and I'm glad. I'm glad that you guys cry and tell your chats not to want to talk to me. I'm glad that people like Dean Responds sit there and pretend like they don't see me sitting in their queue. I'm glad that the Muslim apologetic sits there without a job, waiting for people to go live to try to get a clip, and you're trying to jump on Christians that you think are weaker. But it's okay. The boogeyman's going to be there to continue to haunt you. Every one of you and your ugly little haircuts and your weird looking little faces. I'm going to be there. I'm going to continue to be there to haunt you every moment of every day. I'm going to make your life a living hell as long as I can draw breath. Because anybody who goes out of their way to lie about the Messiah as much as you do, I'm going to be there to just make your life impossible. And I'm going to continue to do it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Another super chat. Maverick is buff like Wes Huff, no Momo.
West off, dude. That's his nickname, West off.
I actually,
Maverick
I
is
sent
buff like West Huff.
I sent a video. I sent a video to Marcos because he was laughing about that with me in WhatsApp. And he was like, bro, why do Muslims call you fat? And I was like, bro, I don't know. So I was like, I was like, maybe I work out too much. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm working out too much is making me look fat. So this was me like, I don't even, maybe 2 months ago, because I know I have more plates on than this now. But apparently, guys, I'm fat. So this is what fat guys look like now. I mean, this guy is fat. I am huge.
I think the problem is just like modern body standards, or like if you're not 5% body fat, shredded physique, then you're just seen as fat, even though objectively you can have a good physique. So that's kind of part of the problem, which that's a whole nother topic.
She knew know he's not fat.
Yeah.
She knew he's not fat. She just lied.
Right. Well,
She's
you know,
just
the
a
problem.
liar.
The problem is that with too, Johnny, is that you got to remember in the Muslim world, the majority of these guys are scrawny as hell. Right? They're skinny, no muscle mass. They don't even know what a weight looks like. So when a guy actually has muscle, to them it's fat, right? Because it's inconceivable that it's muscle, right? I've never seen a fat guy with biceps, but apparently I'm fat. But then again, this is the same people who look at the guy who participated in the events of the Al Zoot and say, this guy is clearly an apostle of God. Yeah. I look 235-ish. I'm actually a lot lighter than that, mankind. I'm closer to 200, believe it or not. I'm not even close to 235. If I was 235, I would be fat. But yeah, no. But again, this is your mind on Islam. It's you from brother that huh? Yeah, no, I am. I actually the other day I actually got weighed for my annual physical. And I have lost fat and gained more muscle. There was a time where I did pick up a lot of fat content, guys, when I was injured, and I was drinking Pepsi like it was water. I have no problem in saying that. It was a very stupid decision. But you know, when you get older, you can't just be drinking soda and playing Fortnite and act like it ain't gonna catch up to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is, man.
Mess up your kidneys, your back, everything.
What up, brother Chris?
They confuse fat from muscle.
Yeah.
I used to have whippets say to me in the army, "Oh, you're fat," and then I'd put on my 50-kilo pack and I'd do the 15 Ks, and then I'd finish up and then walk back and help them get the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Jacob, it's from your brother. Yes, that has to be it. I don't know what Berserk is talking about. I'm sadly 6'2", around 300 pounds. But you know what, mankind, you got to also remember, you're really tall. So if you were to lose 20, 30 pounds, it would actually behoove you because a lot of that is you're just a much bigger person. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, listen, here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's all fun and games. It's all jokes or whatever. If Muslims think I'm fat, then great. Listen, you guys think that Muhammad's a prophet. I don't care what you think when you look directly at me, because you obviously you obviously have an issue with reality, right? I literally had a Muslim not but 20 minutes ago telling me that the word today doesn't mean today. Okay, it means something else, right? So this is what we're getting, guys. You know, this is what we're getting. This is who we're talking about. And this is your mind on Islam. Thank you guys all so much for being here, man. I love each and every one of you guys. Thursday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't worry, guys, on TikTok, I will make sure that this on the bottom is better where you guys can see the chat better. I didn't realize that would be an issue. But thank you for letting me know. And as always, guys, be safe, be good, be blessed. I will see you guys when I see you. Remember that Jesus is King. And the only way to heaven